Or Manny Pacquiao fought Joshua Clottey back in March. He fought in a fight that we had here.
The side view, makes it more difficult for your opponent to land that big shot.
Don't be fooled by his looks when you first see Andy Ruiz Jr. You don't think nightmare, you don't think heavyweight. Destroyer, you don't think the man who would shake the boxing world. He's round around the middle, soft-spoken, almost unassuming. The kind of fighter critics glance at and immediately underestimate. But then the bell rings. And suddenly, the chubby guy is firing combinations faster than most light heavyweights. Suddenly, opponents are backing up. Suddenly, someone is on the canvas. That's Andy Ruiz Jr., the heavyweight, who ruined Anthony Joshua's perfect record and proved that power doesn't always come in sculpted packages. When Ruiz shocked the world by knocking down Anthony Joshua multiple times and stopping him, it wasn't luck. It wasn't a fluke. It wasn't a miracle night. It was the result of years of destruction that many people simply weren't paying attention to. Andy Ruiz turned professional in 2009 at just 21 years old. He began quietly building a record in California. No massive spotlight.
Our Top Rank Live series, he knocked out his opponent in one round, and he is really, I don't care how much you...
No global hype machine. Just fight after fight, win after win. By late 2010, he was 5-0. And every opponent placed in front of him had been stopped. What stood out wasn't just the knockouts, it was how he delivered them. Compact combinations, fast hands, short, violent hooks that came in bunches. He didn't throw one punch at a time, he threw 5. Early in his career, Ruiz stepped in against Juan Luis Lopez Alcaraz, a seasoned journeyman brought in to test the young prospect's fundamentals. Up to that point, Ruiz had blasted through opponents quickly. But this fight was different. It was about proving he could box intelligently, not just overwhelm. From the opening round, Ruiz showed the same blistering hand speed. He worked behind a jab, set up combinations, and moved forward with conviction. Lopez tried to survive, tried to clinch, tried to slow the pace, but Ruiz kept punching. It wasn't just raw aggression. It was controlled violence. For the first time, Ruiz went the distance and earned a decision victory. That fight mattered. It showed he could handle rounds. He could think. He could adapt. Then came Alvaro Morales, another test of stamina and ring IQ. Ruiz had started his career weighing close to 300 pounds. But fight by fight, he began trimming down. 290, 270, 256, each weigh-in showed progress. Inside the ring, Morales tried to push back, landing occasional shots and forcing Ruiz to work. There were moments where Ruiz slowed, moments where he had to dig deep and stay disciplined. But every time he let his hands go in combination, the difference in class was obvious. Another decision. Another lesson learned. Ruiz was building more than a record, he was building experience. Angel Herrera was next. A veteran with a solid record, brought in to test Ruiz over 6 rounds. By now, Ruiz's hand speed had become a talking point among commentators. Heavyweights aren't supposed to move their hands like that, but Ruiz did. Short right hands, sharp hooks to the body, crisp jabs that snapped the head back.
He's quick-handed, man. He's got very quick hands.
Nice jab, and off that jab set up that big right.
Herrera tried to stand his ground, but the body shots began taking their toll. In the later rounds, Ruiz poured it on, combinations upstairs and downstairs, breaking his opponent down piece by piece. It wasn't always flashy. Sometimes he coasted. Sometimes he got hit. But when he decided to press the gas, the damage was immediate. By 2011, Ruiz was undefeated and steadily climbing. Ken Frank represented a step up, a bigger, tougher heavyweight who wasn't there to simply fall over. But size didn't matter. Ruiz went to work. 8 punch combinations, hooks flying in tight spaces. Frank tried to box, tried to move, but Ruiz cut off the ring and trapped him against the ropes. Once he opened up, it was a barrage. The referee watched closely as Frank absorbed punishment. And eventually the towel came in. That was the pattern emerging in Ruiz's career. If he trapped you, you were in serious trouble. Then came Elijah McCall, son of former heavyweight champion Oliver McCall. This wasn't just another journeyman. This was a legitimate puncher with pedigree. A test of Ruiz's chin as much as his power. From the start, Ruiz showed no hesitation. He jabbed, he hooked, he fired right hands over the top. McCall tried to answer, but Ruiz's speed made it difficult to time him. The combinations came in waves. In the third round, Ruiz hurt him badly. Clean head shots, short hooks inside. McCall's legs wobbled. The referee stepped in right at the bell, stopping the fight. Another stoppage. Another statement. By 2013, Ruiz wasn't just a prospect. He was an undefeated heavyweight contender on the rise. Matthew Gator Greer was brought in to test his durability. Greer was tough, experienced, and not expected to fold easily. But Ruiz wasted no time. A left hook, a right hand. Greer hit the canvas. Body shots followed. Another knockdown. And finally, a crushing right hand ended it in the first round. Critics kept saying the same thing. He doesn't look like an elite heavyweight. Opponents kept finding out the hard way that looks don't punch back. Andy Ruiz does. Carl Davis lasted only seconds. A straight right hand stunned him. A follow-up combination flattened him. 35 seconds into round 1, it was over. Joe Hanks was unbeaten when he stepped into the ring with Ruiz. This wasn't a tune-up. This was a collision between two undefeated heavyweights for the WBO Intercontinental title. In the early rounds, Ruiz looked sharp and composed. He landed clean right hands and heavy hooks. Then came the moment. A thunderous left hook dropped Hanks hard. He barely beat the count. Ruiz charged in again. Another knockdown. Fight over. That was the biggest win of Ruiz's career at the time, and it proved he could handle another. Undefeated contender. Hammer was next. On a major international stage in Macau, this was Ruiz stepping into brighter lights. Under bigger pressure, Hammer was rugged and experienced. For a few rounds, he tried to box and move, but Ruiz's pressure broke him down. Combinations piled up. Body shots dug deep. Hammer couldn't keep up with the pace. After 3 punishing rounds, he retired on the stool. It was a dominant performance. By then, the record was spotless. The knockouts were stacking up, and the heavyweight division was starting to notice. Andy Ruiz wasn't loud. He didn't scream into microphones. He didn't flex for the cameras, but he could fight. And when he finally got his opportunity against Anthony Joshua, the sculpted, undefeated world champion, many believed Ruiz was there to make up the numbers. Instead, he dropped Joshua, then dropped him again. And again. And the world realized what insiders already knew. He may look soft, he may look round. He may look like he doesn't belong among giants. But in the ring, Andy Ruiz Jr. is a nightmare. He fires with the speed of a bantamweight. He hits with the force of a true heavyweight, and when he traps you, staying on your feet is rarely an option. Don't be fooled by appearances, because under that unassuming exterior is one of the most dangerous heavyweights of his era.